Yeah. She said she's gonna be responsible for next year. Oh, really? Yeah. Okay.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسولنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأتباعه وسلم. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Welcome. So this would be our final session for Law versus Fear of God series. In the first 2 weeks, we talked about law and fear. And as I mentioned, it was hub, a Quranic term for law, khawf, for a Quranic term for fear. And then there's taqwa, which is sometimes translated as fear as well, which we will talk about that inshallah today. Before I start with the set of questions for taqwa, so we went through the questions for hub and love and whatnot. So here is again our question sheet. And there was a new question that was posted this week from an anonymous questioner. And it was this one: what are the roles of men and women in society according to teaching of Islam? This was a new question, so I put it in our pile of questions. But we are here. Like the rest of the questions are still unanswered. We'll continue with that. If any questions, let me know. Okay. Maybe I should pause again. Is there any burning question you would like to add to the list? No? Lilian have all the answers. That's good. Tell me about answers. Okay. So what is taqwa? Is going to be our topic today. So I jump to there. I didn't translate it. Generally, okay, let's leave its description to the end of today's discussion. Let me ask questions to you. Some preliminary questions to warm up our discussion. And list a few adjectives that describe you the best. This is my question. So pause about it. Think about it for a few seconds. A few adjectives that describes you the best would be my question. And I'll be going around the table asking for people's adjectives, how they define themselves. And this is going to be useful for us understanding taqwa eventually. While you're thinking, while the doors are being closed, let's wait for a few more seconds. Assalamu alaikum, Peter Parker. Jazakallah khair. Thank you. Minimize the noise. So question. We'll be trying to understand what the third concept, taqwa, means, which is generally translated as fear of God, sometimes a God consciousness and whatnot. We'll get to there. But before getting to there, list a few adjectives that describes you the best. Let's take one or two from each person. Of course, there are going to be follow-up questions, so be ready. So whatever you say, it's going to be used against you eventually. Bravest, go ahead.
Well, brave.
Brave,
No, I'm
brave.
joking.
Okay.
I want to say like thinker or like someone who's introspective.
Introspective thinker. Okay.
Um, oversharer.
Overshare. Okay.
Two. That's two.
Okay.
I think I played it safe.
Okay. Overshare and introspective thinker.
Mhm.
Mouthful. Yes. VP.
I would say maybe an inquirer,
Inquirer.
and the second one, I would say outgoing.
Outgoing. Okay. Interesting. Okay. How about you?
I guess I'd say ambitious and sarcastic.
Sarcastic, ambitious. Okay. Empathetic. One. Okay. Is there any second one? Yeah.
Creative.
Empathetic, creative. Okay. Miss President.
I really like empathetic. I could do that one too. And I would say my other one is respectful.
Respectful. Okay. We are looking for adjectives that describes you the best.
Be the best.
Yeah, some adjectives. Big boy, mathematician, calm. Okay. Just one. Give us another one. Word.
Another one.
Yeah. We barely found one. Logical. Okay.
Attention, overthinking.
Overthinking.
Yeah.
Okay. What was the first one?
Ambition.
Passion.
Yeah.
Oh, add passion. Okay. What's your name?
Khaled.
Khalid. Okay. Yes.
I'm a calm guy.
Calm. Okay.
Critical thinker. Critical thinker.
Critical thinker. Okay.
I really wanted to say empathetic, but I'm not gonna do that, 'cause I'm not gonna do the third.
Okay. To be the best.
Driven and
3-1.
relaxed.
Relax. Okay.
Acrobatic.
Acrobatic. Okay. Okay.
Not acrobatic.
That's for Peter Parker. Like acrobatic. Okay. Okay.
I would say adaptable and action based.
Adaptable and action based. Okay. Action. Spider-Man. Okay. Cool.
They're tired of that joke because I always.
Yeah, but this is dad jokes, As you get older, as you become a father, you start loving dad jokes more. Okay. A few goals that you set for yourself in life. Again, I'll be turning around the table.
And I don't get time to think.
Okay, let's start from here. A few goals. But be
Have
honest.
no regrets and
Uh,
help people out. So yes.
So it's a goal, like something that you want to reach.
So okay.
And be honest, like it shouldn't be like, oh, helping the humanity and blah blah. I mean, just be honest.
I
What
don't
if,
think about money like I would be rich.
oh, be filthy rich and don't think about money?
Yeah, but like not to be obsessed with money too much while getting rich.
Is it possible?
I mean,
Possible, it's not easy.
Apparently, rich people are the ones that are obsessed with money the most, isn't it?
but you know how some people are, they just have a way to get rich and they just do the same thing, but they're like, they know their system works, so they don't really think about money. So they use the potential of what they can do with their money for their own hobbies or desires. Or
Okay. Good. Rich. This is the goal. Okay.
I think I have a similar idea in that I want to get to a place where I can have enough money or influence to be able to use that for good,
Okay.
or somehow influence my society around me to fix the issues that I see.
Influencing the society. So you see some problem in society, you want to fix them,
Yes,
but you want to become influential.
I can't do that without like $2,000 in my bank account.
Okay,
So
so money is important for influencing people.
it's a level of importance, yeah. I'm not gonna say like I need $50 million. Or I need
1 million.
Jeff Bezos.
Oh, 1 million is enough.
I don't know how much is enough,
Okay,
but it's enough,
okay. So it looks like
which is a very dangerous slope to go down now that I'm saying it out loud.
it felt like it's like this, what's it, carrot with
Yeah,
the stick. As you run, it's going to go
Yeah.
far away from you. Okay, interesting.
I guess what we're trying to get is not worry about money while we're trying to do other things.
And other things being relaxed. You were the relaxed. Who was the relaxed guy? Okay,
I guess like I would agree with influencing people or encouraging people to strive for more. Like
okay,
to for education or for helping out.
okay. That's interesting. I mean, I can dig deeper in that, but it's going to derail us from our conversation. Otherwise, I can dig deeper and show that it's not going anywhere. But that's fine. Go ahead.
So right now, I don't have any long-term goals. I'm just concerned about my short-term goals, which is my career. Like,
Your career, which is finishing the masters.
yeah, master's degree,
Okay.
like excelling in that and achieving something like finding out something that is not being done.
Okay, just one goal at a time, finish the masters, and that's it. Khalid.
My career to be in charge to do influence things for good and things like that. I don't have anything specifically, but to be in a powerful position to do, I can do, if I have a choice to make
Mhm.
things easier for surrounding and things like that. I would like to do something like this in the future. I don't have any particular job for this.
So it's primarily like family and happy family probably
Right.
is I mean, yeah, more feasible and more real of a goal, I would say, at
Yeah.
least closer to the self. I mean, not to say that the other ones are bad, but maybe more practical or something that you will need to face sooner. Okay, that's good. Kadir,
So number one is like money.
money. Okay, very honest. Thank you.
Number two is knowing the creator.
Knowing the creator. Okay, what does
Number three is getting in shape.
getting in shape? Okay, you're all over the place, man. Money, knowing the creator, and getting in shape. Okay, it's good. Good.
One of them is getting enough knowledge in order to educate people about it.
Okay, math. So you are a math guy. Okay, and your goals are about math. That's good. Educating people about math. Miss President.
I would like to do my parents and my whole family.
A short-term goal, I guess.
Oh, more short.
I mean, this one is short-term, is it not? Or,
Are you asking for short term or long?
Yeah.
I mean, it depends. It's fine. I'm just trying to understand. Is this a short-term goal, like midterm goal? Okay, good.
Inshallah.
Inshallah.
Short-term goal is I hope to like take a few months off after I graduate inshallah this June and then start every job that I enjoy. And then one more goal. Oh, one more goal is I set like a reading goal for myself each year and I'm like a little behind this year, so hopefully I can catch up. Yeah.
Okay. I will remember that name. Wait,
Midhat.
Midhat. Okay,
Okay,
sorry.
so I want to graduate, inshallah, and then I want to take a gap year and like see maybe pay school, maybe med school. And like my long-term goal is like I want to make my parents proud.
Okay, making your parents proud. It's a goal.
What's my name?
Oh,
Short-term goal. Learn about everyone.
short-term memory.
Yeah, so don't worry about it.
What was it? You remind me.
It's Noor.
Noor, okay. Noor. Okay, now two Noors. Good.
Honestly, I just want to become a better Muslim. I think as in terms of money, my father's instilled in me that rizq is in the hand of Allah. So I'm not really focused on that. And then I think I spent enough of my life focusing on my academics, when really Allah provides everything. So I'm just taking it day by day and trying to become a better Muslim.
Okay, becoming a better Muslim. Good. We'll dig deep into that. The other Noor.
3 goals, 1 short term, get through this month of October without breaking any relationships. The rest of it, and then my 2 long-term goals is to get a PhD and to retire officially by the age of 40 while only focusing on work in community development.
Okay. Retiring by 40. I'm just 2 years short of that. So, yeah. Okay. How about you, Nazla?
I guess it's like short-term goals, graduate, get a good job, make my parents proud, and travel and see as many places as possible.
Okay. Okay, traveling.
Mine's to be a lawyer.
Be a lawyer. Cool. What are you going to do after being a lawyer? Are you planning to practice law or like go to politics?
Well, so recently I've been looking at programs that allow me to get my law degree and journalism degree at the same time,
Mhm.
or get my law degree and then get my master's degree in journalism afterwards.
Okay.
Because I'm interested in exploring the connection between law and journalism.
Good. We are going to become our like somewhere correspondents. Like,
I was thinking about that, yeah. Recently.
okay. Okay. Your name was there, just went away. Tahnin. Okay, Tahnin, go ahead. Your goals, just a few goals, yeah.
One, I feel like it falls somewhere between short and long term, which is that just to like figure out what I want to do. I don't know, like I guess like a general like you have like a kind of career or just like even be really decided on like higher education and stuff because I still don't know what I want to do and I kind of feel a pressure to like come to a decision quick. So yeah, that's one of them. And now it's gonna feel like I'm plagiarizing from her, but definitely become a better Muslim. It's something I think about a lot. I
Okay.
have like some personal goals, like in that area. I feel like that's about it.
Okay. Actually, this could be another interesting discussion in and of itself. What does it mean to a better Muslim? But that's a good goal. Yes.
I'm not going to say any Islamic goals.
Okay.
One of my bigger ones is to adopt a child. And
Okay.
then another one would be to have more stability in life. Because then I don't like that. I'm a college student, so I'm like moving every year. I don't know where I'm gonna be long term, I guess. So just have one place and stick to it. What?
Like settle.
Yeah, like settle down.
Okay. Good. So it looks like people have some ideas about themselves, having adjectives, what defines you best, and a few goals in life that you set for yourself. Yeah, there was this question, why do you find them important? So that is another question I would like to ask, and I'm not going to turn around the table, but I can pick up a few of you. How does the adjectives that you define yourself with affect your actions towards your goals? I was asking you, let's say, the biggest or the most important adjectives for yourselves, and you set your goals. Like, does those adjectives or those personality traits, how much do they affect your goals, like achieving those goals? If anybody wants to take in
So I
that.
think with my goal of wanting to, get to a place where I'm able to help people, the adjective that I think of with this goal, or that I correlate with this goal, I guess, is driven, and it shows itself in me being very impatient with, I guess, my current situation and my inability to make large changes.
So
Yeah,
you
the
said
drive-
it
the
makes
drive causes impatience in my goal.
impatience. Okay, so you want to get to there, but you don't like where you are. So it's just
Yeah.
wants you to move forward. So it has some effect in there. So if you were not driven, you would be
more patient.
more patient.
Until I'm, in the right place, I'm properly educated, all that.
So it's helping you get to there.
Sure.
I mean, without it, it would be harder to get to there.
Yeah, maybe it would take longer.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm not there. I can't tell you.
Okay. What else? Anybody else who wants to talk about their adjectives or personality versus their goals? Is there a relationship? Yes, Mr. Mathematician.
Math and logic goes together.
Math and logic. So it would be interesting to talk about a illogical mathematician, right? It would be interesting to think about an illogical mathematician. Yeah, it's good that you are logical and mathematician, right? Okay.
I think one is being called helps me be patient.
Okay.
Especially with students, when you teach students,
Hmm.
you try to educate people. Regardless of all of patience, all of calmness, you shouldn't like get on your nerves quickly.
Hmm.
Irritated by simple flexible, something that you see often.
Okay.
I think they can contribute.
That's good. That's good. Anybody from that? Noor. Okay, Noor.
Really see any relationship, because you can describe yourself as anything. So it doesn't necessarily mean that you are that. Like I could say I'm smart, driven, determined, etc. But I could lie in bed all day when we go home.
So if I ask the other way around, to reach your goal, what should you become? Like, let's say you want to get rich, but you're a lazy person, then of course it doesn't go hand in hand.
People who get rich, like there are exceptions.
I mean, there are exceptions, but they don't set the rules. So if you would like to get to your home, for example, you would need to get out of the building, right? I mean, you do not teleport there. So there is something that takes for you to reach your goal, and you set some goals for yourself.
I guess it's I guess it would differentiate like with one describing themselves as
Oh,
being
yeah.
that versus one actually being that.
That's right. That's right. So, I mean, that's a good distinction. I haven't thought about this. Probably adjectives that describe you the best should be stated as factually who you are rather than who you want to appear. Yeah, that's a valid point. Yes, Kadir.
For me, like being curious, that's where it leads to me, like knowing about the field and knowing about like what's the meaning, what's the purpose of your life. So
Hmm.
I can say that it correlate there.
Okay, so you're curious, and that curiosity is helping you reach your goal of getting to know your creator. Yes.
I guess when we're setting goals, or when I'm setting goals, I look at my personalities and I set my goals or change them depending on it. I know that I'm not an easygoing person or like an extroverted person much. I try to be, but I don't set my goals saying, oh, I'm gonna be a TV news reporter, because I know that I can speak to the camera that much. So when people are setting goals, I think they think of themselves and like what they imagine a picture saying, oh, I will be happy in this situation, or I will be adaptable, like I can suit to this situation. So that's how we set our goals.
Okay. Yes. Well,
I agree. And also, I think depending on how serious you are about your goals, you are also able to alter your personality to an extent or do things that lie outside of your personality. For example, like if I want to adopt a child, like it takes a lot of paperwork. I hate paperwork. I am a generally lazy person, but I would go through that because I am, serious about that goal. So it's sort of like that.
okay. Yes, that's good. Shall we continue, or anybody wants to add something? Oh, here's another question. Let's see what this will take us to. List a few goals or one goal that others find important, but you don't. Like somebody wants to have a nice shape, body shape, and you said, who cares? I don't know, just giving an example, Kadir. I mean, not to pick up on you.
Yeah, that.
There's going to be a follow-up question. Why you think these goals are not important? Like, what makes you think that these goals are not important? Yes.
I'll say some people find having a lot of money.
Yes,
But a
some
lot of
people.
money is a goal, but I don't see it that way.
because you are Kuwaiti and you are already rich. Okay,
Money is just the meaning between us and life that we can end.
mean, okay, it's a means, okay.
We can go through. We don't need more than. Sorry. We
Yes.
don't need to have more than we need. So I think.
And I guess here, I guess argument would be we need more because we need to influence people. So I guess the need is
We're
going.
saying the same thing as him.
Okay,
It's the means to an end. We're just saying the end is important. And we recognize we need some way to get to that end result. So
It's not-
we're saying the goal is, yeah, the goal is not the money as the means. Like he's saying, there are some people, and you also touched on this. Oh, you want to get rich and just be rich. That's not the end goal for us.
And the definition of rich varies, right? So I think what they're saying is like enough money to have a comfortable life while also being able to do everything they want to do without feeling like they have to check their bank account.
Have money, be able to use
Yeah.
it, not to have 6 digits in my bank account.
Because rich for someone who's making $20,000 a year is $50,000 a year. Rich for someone making $2,000 a year is making $100,000 a year. So that the definition of rich becomes very ambiguous.
Also.
okay,
Because of the accepting like my income, whatever I have. I'll be okay with that, whatever that is.
okay,
That's also-
okay, being content. Okay, being content. Yes,
I realize that some people wants to finish soap operas or like anime shows,
okay.
and they're forcing you to watch them too. But like I'm asking them, what did you learn from this story? What did you get from this? And they cannot reply. They just
Right, yeah.
okay, it's mostly like, oh, it's so fun. It's fun.
You just got deep on so many.
It's the fun universe. And the story is nice. I was like, okay, what does it give to you? You were watching 1,300 episodes, and
Are you coming out One Piece right now? I will.
I don't know any of them. I never watched anime, so I guess like that stood out most to me. People are trying to influence things which doesn't have any real life meaning. Like when people are boasting about games or these kind of universes, like I don't understand why they're trying to boast it, because it tears them apart from the reality, and the reality is the only real thing. So that's,
Ooh, which is a big word. Okay, reality.
I mean,
the only-
compared to that
tautology.
anime universe that we're watching.
Okay, actually, okay.
Societal image, or like competing with others in society to sort of come out at top by showing off your wealth or stuff like that.
Oh, showing off by, I guess in any case, trying to be more important, more recognized. You think it's not important?
Not at all.
Why not?
Because people do not care about you. It has absolutely no value. Like it doesn't give you anything. And it's just taking away from you because you're in this race and you're not in it for yourself. You're in it for other people, and these other people also don't care about you. So it's like,
But people are just shouting, "Oh, Justin Bieber!" I mean, they seem to be caring about him, do they not?
yeah, but I mean, people like that are also the ones who, when they go home, like they're the most hollow because they don't have anything real, anything tangible, you know?
Maybe they are. You think they don't?
Oh no, they don't. Like
Mhm.
it's true.
What's your experience? Like if, I mean, might be hollow, might be not for Justin Bieber
Yeah.
or whatever, but what's your experience? Let's say if Miss President
Yeah.
thinks that Dua is the best of our members,
Yeah.
would you not feel better?
No, because it's like this. The way I think of it, it is like, and I've had that praise in my life, and I've also not had it. I've also had the opposite where I've had like hate in my life, and it's like it literally just doesn't matter either way. Because it's like, if you think about other people, like how much do you really care about other people? You know, you care the most about yourself. You are concerned about yourself. But when we think of ourselves in other people's minds, it's like we elevate ourselves in their minds when we're literally just like maybe an afterthought for them. Maybe not even that. You know, so we need to think other people see us the way we see other people, which is absolutely not at all, you know.
So then I'll turn to the people who wants to make their parents proud as a follow-up then.
It doesn't matter.
Okay, what do you guys think? Making your parents proud, according to Dua, is nonsense.
Not just the.
Just to make it a little stark. I mean, she didn't say nonsense. Yes, go ahead.
Not just the making parents proud, but I feel like there's other related stuff to it too. I think it depends more on like what do you want to be reputed for in the society. Like for example, one person could say I want to be known as the, I don't know, the richest person in this like community, whatever, and the other person could be like, if I want to be known for something, it could be my kindness.
Mhm.
And it's like if someone knew me as like a kind person, I would not mind that. And I feel like if I strive towards something like that, I would work on being kinder. Or if I feel like if I put any good quality in that, like, I don't know, as that goal that I want to be known for, I would work towards it more. And but then again, I feel like the intention is not the best because like if you're doing it for validation, that's not really the point of it. So yeah, I feel like I can see like both sides of it.
Okay.
Yes, striving towards kindness is very different from striving towards people finding you kind. Because then, like, if your goal is people finding you kind, why wouldn't you just fake it? Why wouldn't you pretend? Like, how do you get rid of the hypocrisy in there? So it's not the same at all.
Or maybe honestly, somebody's trying to be kind. So like not faking in the sense of faking, but I guess, yeah, then genuineness becomes another issue there. Any other comments? Yes, Kadish.
If you're trying to get more than like we can, how you were saying, like it separates us from reality, then I can say like anything that takes you away from the creative is not a good goal at all. Like being a mathematician or having to travel somewhere, if it's not taking you closer to the creator, it's not a goal at all. Like I could say that.
Okay.
Because we've been seeking knowledge.
The seeking knowledge, that's not.
Yeah, but if you
closer to the creator, we don't need that.
Every knowledge is connected to the creator.
Could be.
But not every knowledge in the life.
So shut it down.
Okay, that could be the case. Dear Kuwaitis, it could be the case, but not necessarily the case. It could be potentially. Not all potentialities are realities, right?
I want to make a comment on.
Okay, go ahead.
making parents proud, because it ties into a larger discussion of being valued by the people who you care about and who care about you,
Mhm.
right? So I think it's parents are separate from general everyone in the world situation. It's like if you want to make your parents proud, the root cause of that is because you have a love for them, you have a respect for them, and you want to make them happy, right?
Okay.
Considering that you grew up in a loving household and that their pride for you is not forced upon you, but because you truly genuinely want it. So there's nuances there that everyone you have to be mindful about. But at the same time, being known to be kind, being known to be all of these like qualities that we believe are good qualities in society, those qualities are only of value if the people who we also value in our lives, whose opinions we value, are the ones telling us that is how they see us. Only then does that make a difference. Anyone else, then I agree with her. Anyone else, they can say whatever they want. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter like how they see me. But if there are people that I generally care about, who I want to have a solid positive impact on, and they see me as kind, or they see me as genuine, or they see me as like caring, then that is valuable to me. That makes me happy. So I think in those cases, you just have to take every circumstance and background into consideration when you're making comments.
Okay. I quite disagree with that, but
Okay.
I will not take that for today's discussion. Because it's a whole different topic, especially when it comes to being proud of making parents proud. Actually, we kind of talked about this when it comes to the concept of pride itself, because a lot of things are being hidden under the hood when we talk about that. And there is a huge cultural component about making parents proud or making anybody proud. Ego is playing a huge role in there, although it sounds like I am doing it for my parent. It's more egotistical reasons, but it has a long discussion, which I'm not going to start right now. But thank you for sharing that. I know it's a big part of our motivation in life generally, not only for parents. Like a few days ago, a student came and said that like underperforming in class and whatnot, and just saying excuses. I said, why? What's the point? And he says, I don't want you to feel bad about me. I said, why do you care about what I think about you? Like if you're performing well or whatever, you're good. I mean, it's up to you. But anyways, it's another long conversation. Yes.
I asked a question about some goals that some people think they want to be famous, and I don't think this is must be an important thing for me because what I see is sometimes is like it put you in a position that it's you being more responsible because if you lie to my like if I have me and someone I lie on him, did you eat that? And I say no, I lied. It's not the same if I go on a television or like a million people seeing me and I lie. It's not the same.
Mhm.
So, and people once they are growing to be more famous, to be like their personality changed because they're gonna think 100 times more before they say something.
Mhm.
Like, I don't want to get being in a mistake or something, so he can like think over and over and over to be in the best picture in front of the audience. So, I don't think that's like
Yeah.
more important for me.
It's hard. It's hard for no good reason, I agree.
Yeah.
So why did I bring up all these so far? Jazakallah khair. Thank you for all the comments. The word taqwa. So this is being used a lot in Quran, the word taqwa. It's being used for taqullah, like have taqwa of Allah, or fattaqun nar. So have taqwa towards fire as well. What does that mean, right? فاتقوا النار التي وقودها الناس والحجارة. So have taqwa of fire, of which it's what's it? Liquid is stones and humans. So this is how Quran is describing fire. So what does it mean to have taqwa? Let's go with the word definition for a second. It means either like if there is fire, let's say, you want to stay away from the fire. Why? Because you know that fire is going to burn you. But think about it. Let's say our little Ali is like 20-ish months now. Now he is aware of hot. But before that, like he's a child, he doesn't know what hot is, and there's just boiling water somewhere. What do we say to him? Oh, it's hot. Oh, it's hot. We are trying to raise in him the awareness of hot, and that hot is dangerous for him, so that he stays away from hot. So this is one sense of the word. But again, the same concept of, I mean, why when they translate it as God consciousness, it makes sense because like being fire conscious is know what fire is and stay away from it, right? This is one way. This is why when they translate it as fear, in this sense, it makes sense, but it's not actually the fear itself per se. It's just know what fire does you and act accordingly, stay away from it, right? But then there's also this God consciousness, or in every khutbah, Khatib starts by saying, Ittaqullaha wa ati'u, like how taqwa of Allah and then obey him sort of thing is being mentioned every Friday, right? So what does it mean to have taqwa of Allah? Or taqwallahi wa ta'ati, usikum bi taqwallahi wa ta'ati. Khatib would say at the beginning of khutbah, I suggest you to have taqwa of Allah. I'm going to give you an example for that, and then I'll tie it back to why we were having this conversation. Let's say as students in here, and maybe I can pick up on Miss Vice President's example here. So you want to be a lawyer, right? This is a goal you set in life. And right now you are a student. So let's take that adjective of you, who you are. You are a student, and being a good lawyer is your goal. So in this sense, you are aware of yourself, you are aware of your goal, and to the extent that you become a proper student, to the extent that you're also aware of importance of your goal, you're going to go from one place to the other, meaning wherever you are, which is being a student, to becoming a lawyer. So awareness of yourself, awareness of your goal is required to take you from one spot to the other, will take you towards your goal, right? Let me give you another example. Like in the classroom, I see this a lot, and since this is my third year in teaching, I do observe evolution of students' attitude. When I first come, like 2 years ago, students Google my name, of course, no teaching experience, whatnot. And you can even, if you Google my name right now, you will see the Reddit post from there. Oh, shall I take the class with this professor? And then there's this comment saying that, oh, don't take it from the other guy. He's like some vulgar word over there. And then saying that, oh, this guy, he seems to be new. So how much can he do? Like, well, just go with the third guy, right? This is the attitude. Now imagine there is one student who is sitting at the back of the class. And there's one type of student who is not aware of the fact that he is a student. Officially, that student is a student has a student ID, but other than the student ID, has not much to do with being a student. Like he's there to partying or just enjoying quote unquote college experience. But to be a student means you're there to learn. This is your duty. This is what you're supposed to be. When you ask who you are, maybe the student would say that, oh, I am this fast living student. But well, you're not student. You're just living your life fast, you would say. This is one type. And that student is sitting at the back of the class. When I'm teaching there, student is just on the internet doing something else, okay? There is no outcome of that attitude. If you do not know who you are, like if you didn't properly define who you are already lost. That student is lost, right? Then there's the second type of students who are being mostly math double majors. They think they are too smart. I mean, they are, not to pick up on them. What's happening with them is they are in the class, but they think they are too cool for school. What does that mean? They feel like they know better than the professor. That student is also sitting in the classroom, super self-aware, like that's a hardworking student, but he thinks that the professor is insufficient, okay? Even if you put some Nobel laureate, I mean, there's no Nobel in math, but let's in computer science or math, let's assume there was, like Turing Award. If you put the Turing Award winner computer scientist in the classroom, if that student doesn't know that this guy is so famous, he would pretend the same. I know better than the professor, right? So he would still be on Facebook or maybe reading some other book, maybe not Facebook, but reading some other book, but not listening to the lecture. The second student type also doesn't always listen to the lecture, just hears a few words here and there and says, I am smart enough to fill in the gaps, okay? That student type, although very well aware of who he is in terms of being a student, but he's not aware of who the teacher is. This is why he's not benefiting from the class either. Okay, two ends. One is not aware of the self. The other one is aware of the self, but not aware of the addressee. And let's set a goal for both students. The goal is to become a good computer scientist in my example, let's say. Neither one of them will reach there because one of them is not aware of what it means to be a student. The other one of them, he knows and he is aware of being a student, but doesn't pay attention to the teacher from whom he is going to learn, right? Self-aware, but not aware of the teacher. Now, I'm going to talk about taqwallah, okay? I gave the example for taqwa of fire. So you know what the fire is. You know that if you touch it, it's going to burn you. What does it mean to have taqwa of Allah? Here is my question about the topic. What does it mean to be a human? None of you described yourselves as a human as the most defining adjective, right? So, I mean, not that you don't think you're humans, but apparently it's not the best or the most important thing in your world that came to your mind the first when I ask you who you are. But this is who we are. Like, if I ask somebody on this campus, who are you? The most significant word should be I am a student, because, I mean, that student could be some, I don't know, a good tennis player and whatnot, but this being a tennis player works elsewhere as well. The most identifying property of a person in this campus is student. You couldn't be anything anywhere else, but you're a student. This is why you are here. Likewise, you're a human. This is why you're here in this life. Or maybe more properly, you are an abd, or you're supposed to be. So what does that mean? By that, what I'm trying to take you to is, with my analogy of student, are you aware of who you are as a human? What is your goal? Who are you in the first place? What does it mean to be a human? Yes.
I'm gonna speak both according to both wings, evolution and creation. Evolution says human
Okay.
mind is the most developed mind, and it has more complex way of thinking.
Okay.
And also they're saying the 5-finger is the most advanced version of animals because we can build things with it.
Okay.
And creation wise, Allah says that we created human with the most respected aspects. I'm not saying words correctly, I know that, but with the best creation.
Okay.
And for me, I had to realize my capabilities.
Okay.
I had to compare myself with humans, with animals and with non-living objects,
Mhm.
and to understand my objective in this world, my goal in this world. So, and I had to do this by recognizing the gifts that were given to me, or the messages that I can hear or learn, and the things that I can experience with, not experience, but I can support with evidences.
Okay.
So it's, for me, to being human is understanding your distinction between other creations or creatures and acting upon that.
Okay. That's good. But keep that in mind. The type of answer that I would be seeking for myself when I ask such a question is, just imagine when you ask your mother, what does it mean to be a mother? The way they will speak, they wouldn't care about what evolution says. They wouldn't care about what science says, right? They would truly, and every mother is going to probably have a unique answer to that. They would truly tell you their life experience in a few sentences, right? And you know that if you were to give them any sort of whatever evidence, explanation, whatnot, they say they don't know anything about what it means to be a mother. You have to live through it to know what it means to be a mother, right? Because that's a very genuine answer, I would say. Likewise, as a human yourself, forget about all those shells of what others say and whatnot. How do you feel what it means to be a human? Yes.
I think it's someone who's like conscious of their actions, someone that's being able to like distinguish between right and wrong, and someone that's able to empathize in ways that other living creatures are not able to.
Okay, like dogs, for example, are aware of sound, smell, right? Or when you throw a ball, they get excited, catch it. So humans should be something more than that.
Yeah, like dogs are trained, but humans are not necessary. I guess humans are trained by their parents, but there's a natural sense of right and wrong within human beings. that,
Okay.
Like they have that level of consciousness that's like in there before they're trained.
Okay. Anything else? Humans, come up. Like you guys are all humans, right? Okay, you should have some opinion about what it means to be a human. Like this is a serious question we need to ask ourselves. I mean, this is not a philosophical question. This is a serious question. Think of it this way. Again, imagine this reckless student on campus who is doing drugs and playing games, doing everything but studying, right? And you love that person. It's your friend or your brother or sister. And you're trying to shake that person and say that you're a student. Come on, like you're not here for partying. You're not paying $60,000 per year to Drexel for doing any of these stupid things. Just come to your senses, right? You're a human. Why are you a human? Who are you here? This is really the first leg of reaching the goal of success. Who are you as a human is a very serious question that everybody needs to have an answer to somehow.
I think I've been thinking a bit about this, and I'm not sure if I'm right, but I've been sort of like relating myself to Hazrat Adam's story, because
Okay.
that is, that is humanity in a nutshell. And I've been thinking perhaps it is in our fitra to go for that forbidden fruit,
Okay.
to defy Allah. We're being told don't go for it, but it's enticing us, and it's tempting us, because we do have those temptations and we do have that potential to be tempted. So it is in our fitra to go for it, and then being a human, or this life at least, is a training to not go for that. And then people who at the end of this training still go for that fruit, those are the ones who will go through that extra punishment of hell, so that they can be trained so that they don't go through it.
Mhm.
So I've been thinking like very much along those lines recently. Yeah. So I
mean,
I would say that it is, but at the same time, to me, like when you're a human, that also means that you have that potential to learn and to correct yourself, because you will make those mistakes again and again, right? And humans do make mistakes. We talked about this. Because you see children making those mistakes and going for things that you tell them not to. But then as a human, you do have that potential and that capability to be warned and to learn from those warnings and to train yourself to not go for that.
Mhm. And that learning is important, because being a human means you're expected to learn. Actually, this is your job description, if you like, because animals don't learn that much. I mean, if you think about what they do versus what they learn, an insignificant thing is what they learn. Well, how does human learn? You're right, we learn by making mistakes. Because, and I also like the way that you put it about story of Adam alayhi salam in Quran, like it's your story. And you need to see it as your story. If you don't see it as your story, Quran says so, it doesn't make too much sense. But if I read it and read it, actually Quran is talking about me, then it becomes my story. Quran talks about my story from beginning to end, Adam alayhi salam's story being my story. There is something such as, I would like to become rich, famous, important, whatever. And I feel like if I become important, famous, rich, I'm going to feel satisfied. If I make my parents proud, I'm going to feel satisfied. I mean, if you're not going to feel satisfied, why would you do it, right? Something is pulling us, and it's that feeling of satisfaction is pulling us. In the story of Adam alayhi salam, Satan said that, if you eat from that tree, you're going to feel eternal. I want to be eternal. I want to be angel. Cool. Then you try it. You eat it. By eating, the moment you eat it, you realize that you are naked. Meaning you realize your insufficiency. You realize that that fruit doesn't give you anything. Let's say you feel like, once I graduate and become a lawyer, I'm going to, this is my goal. I'm going to feel satisfied, right? Or get that degree or whatever. I mean, you get it and you feel like it's not that important actually, or it was not important at all actually. You realize that you were naked once you get to there. It's your story. It's everybody's story. Like you guys all graduated from high school, getting admission to a school was something hard. You got admission and now you're trying to get out of the school. You just said, okay, it was not enough. Let me try this one. And you will graduate, you will get the degree and you will say that, I want to get into this job. You will get there. You will say, I want to form a family. You will form the family. Like it will never end. It's a carrot in front of a stick. As much as you taste something, you realize that it's not what you're looking for. It doesn't give you the satisfaction. This is human story. You're learning. Yes, we are meant to learn, but am I aware that I am meant to learn? Plus, what is it that I am supposed to learn? Is it just that, how many tastes there are? Or is it that none of these tastes are going to satisfy me? So I should turn towards something which is going to satisfy me. Because nothing in this life is apparently satisfying me. I mean, let it be fame, let it be making somebody proud, let it be, being considered the best among the society, or I don't care about anyone, but I want to know that I am good by myself. That's enough for me. Like, does any of these give me the satisfaction I am looking for? This is why knowing who you are as a human and having a satisfactory answer to that problem is important. That question is very important. This is the first leg of God consciousness, as far as I understand. This is the first leg of taqwa. If you want to be a student, proper student, first know what it means to be a proper student. Second step is getting to know who the teacher is. Because if I am feeling like I am too smart or I can figure it out myself, like as in the student in the classroom who is aware of his ambitions or goals in life and whatnot, but student thinks that I can figure it out by myself. Somebody comes and says, the professor, you're just not listening to him, but that professor is actually Nobel laureate. Oh, was he? You would say. Then full attention, you will start listening, right? So getting to know yourself is one leg, but also getting to know who is speaking to me. Am I aware of who is speaking to me? Because if I feel like it's just a lecturer, a professor, a teacher, I mean, even if I miss a few sentences here and there, it's okay. I mean, once I go home, I will Google it. ChatGPT will teach me better and whatnot, right? I mean, this is another type of student. But if you're aware that your teacher is the best of the teachers, is the top scientist and whatnot, right? Every single word. As professor makes a statement, if you think that you're smarter than this professor, what would you say? I mean, maybe when he was learning it was right, but it's not right anymore. Science has developed, you would say. But if they said that, no, this is the top of the top scientist, you would say, oh, let me write this. I didn't understand it. Problem is with me, not with the teacher, right? In this life, the question is, who is it that is talking to you? Who is your, like, creator is teacher. The way I would like to understand the life is, I am a student here in this existence. This is why first revelation was Iqra, very appropriately saying that you are here to learn, you're here to study. You're not here to do anything else. You're here to learn. This is why humans are not given with predisposed knowledge. You do acquire knowledge. You don't even know how to walk when you get to this life, right? So our duty is to be a student, but also get to know your teacher. Who is the teacher? If I take my teacher as just sometimes randomly throw some unnecessary words here and there, then I wouldn't try to make sense of every single sentence that comes out of the mouth of the teacher. How does your creator talk to you? And who is your creator? This is now the question. Now I'm taking it to God consciousness. How much are you conscious of your creator? What type of a teacher is your creator? Now you tell me. You guys talked about being a good religious person and whatnot. Who is God? Really, I'm asking that question. And I'm asking for your genuine answer, not the memorized answer from Sunday school or what you inherited from your parents. Genuinely. Like if I ask to Usama, who is Khalid, his older brother, so he would describe Khalid as, like, since they have a common brotherhood for so many years, he would give me the most genuine explanation. You remember Khalid? So you know Khalid as well, but his description of Khalid is going to be more accurate than yours, probably because they are brothers for so many years, right? So think of it this way. Now I'm asking you, I'm not asking you of your brother. I'm asking you of your creator, your individual creator, right? So to the extent of your relationship, your answer should be as genuine. Imagine as if I am asking you of your brother or sister, and it's a very intimate and honest conversation. Imagine nobody else is listening, and I ask you, who is your brother, sister? Assume no recording is no nothing, and you start gossiping about your brother, sister. I mean, that genuine of a question. Who is your creator? Yes.
Before this class, I think I would struggle to answer the question, but because after the year class that we talked about, then names of God. And I feel like this ties back into that. So like when we get food or water, we see them as like the sustainer.
Mm.
And then when like all the other names, like when it rains, you see like merciful, like all those different things. So I feel like that is how you answered the question after this like entire tafsir class.
Yeah, alhamdulillah. So anybody who memorized Quran a little bit here? Ibrahim alayhi salam's answer to his father, وَهُوَ يُطْعِمُنِي وَيُسْقِينِ. Do you remember the beginning and then following verses? وَهُوَ يُطْعِمُنِي وَيُسْقِينِ. So he is the one who gives me food and who gives me water. He is the one who heals me when I am sick. This is how Ibrahim alayhi salam is describing his creator. Like very genuine, real life things, right? He's saying that I am hungry. Well, my creator is the one who feeds me. Like he's not saying that, yeah, of course, God creates the food and food. He's not getting into that. I am being fed. My creator is the one who feeds me. Like immediately he establishes this connection, right? He is the one who satiates my thirst. He is the one who gives water to me. I am sick. He is the one who gives healing to me. Like in our heads, because of the way we were trained so far, it's more like, oh yeah, God creates the medicine. Medicine gives me, I mean, there's science, there's religion, all sorts of things. No, seriously for you, who is it? Do you think? Who would you turn to when you are sick and you receive health? This really defines who your creator is. Getting to know my teacher is important in this sense because, in fact, the teacher in this case is anything that's happening to me. Let it be, oh, I am feeling a little upset today. Oh, the weather is a little windy today. Oh, some car was passing and honked the horn too heavily today. In this environment I am living, I am being created in this environment. Everything in this environment is the spoken words of my creator for me individually. Like it's not like, imagine I'm just flooding a river from here. And I don't know, even I didn't count how many people we have here. I mean, just water is there. Guys, go and drink your water. If I do it like this, I'm not intentionally saying that, oh, Bilgehan, you also drink from here. I mean, I was just sending water for 30 people. 30 people drink from it, right? Nothing specifically thought for you. Because this is how we do as humans, with our limited knowledge and everything. Likewise, words are flooding out of my mouth right now. I'm not paying extra attention not to hurt the feelings of Qadir, let's say, because I'm not that much of a careful person, right? I'm just throwing the words out of my mouth. Whomever wants to take whatever, they would take whatever, right? But when it comes to my creator, a much wiser, if you like, infinitely or absolutely wise speaker, and every creation of speech of him, whatever comes out of that creation is a meaningful speech of my maker, individually hand-carved for me. Do I take it as such? This is God consciousness. How much are you aware that even if your friend is mistreating you, right? Still, your creator is creating this act. Like I might be feeling very angry or evil about Usama, right? I pulled up the gun. I'm not creating any of these actions. I am willing to, but creation of actions is separate than choosing something. Humans are given choice, but beyond that choice, like pulling the gun, taking everything, right? All these actions are being created. I choose, but the creator says, okay, I agree with your choice. I will comply with your choice, and I'm going to create pulling the trigger towards Usama, right? What does my creator mean by that? Because I mean evil towards Usama. That's right, because I am a bad guy and I look at things from a very narrow perspective, right? Fine. But what does my creator, who is the actual creator of my consequences of my choices, what is his message to Usama or to anybody else? Which is a separate question. If I can make the distinction between the two, everything is going to change in life. If I can become aware of the fact that everything, good or bad, that is, or things that I consider good, things that I consider bad, happening in this life are coming from the same speaker, if I may use the analogy. Even if it is a success in life or it's a failure in life, if it is somebody flattering me or somebody cursing me, if it's coming into being, meaning it's being created, then that means it's a speech of my creator. All-knowing one, all-wise one is willing this to happen as well for a different purpose. I was taking the trigger to kill him, to just destroy him, or to make him, like, I don't know, injure him. The creator is also creating injury. I don't create injury. I just pull the trigger, right? What is the intent of, or the message of the creator to create injury on you is a separate question. If I am God conscious, if I have taqwa, then I would say that, okay, let's separate the two. Yusuf is willing evil. That's part of the story. But the creator is creating this injury as well. What is the message of the creator? Forget about Yusuf's intention. He's going to be held accountable and responsible for his evil choice. But creator chose to create this as well. What was his message to me? It's independent of Yusuf's evil intentions. Yusuf's evil intention was to pull the trigger was because he has a very narrow perspective and saying that I'm jealous of this guy. I want to destroy the guy. It's clear. His intention, Yusuf's intention in this case is clear. It's evil. How about the creator's message for creating that injury with me? It's also evil. Is it also evil? Or what is the message in there? God consciousness means getting to know who you are, but also getting to know who the teacher is, who your creator is. To the extent that you know him, meaning he is the one who feeds me, he is the one who gives me breathe, he is the one who gives me eye, but also he is the one who gives me sight right now. I can see Usama. That picture is being created. It's not a natural consequence of my neural system. To the extent that I become aware of this, not only intellectually, but also feel it, digest it, then I would start understanding what the teacher is saying. What does my creator say when I consider something which is apparently evil? But then I will realize, oh, it's according to the one who pulled the trigger, it's evil. But when I look at it from the perspective of, oh, what does my creator mean by that? It would then, as a whole, become very meaningful creation. So taqwallah in this case is, and let me conclude with that. Quran, with its, like the second surah in the very first page, Alif Lam Mim Dhalika al-Kitabu la rayba fihi hudan lil muttaqin. Quran is describing itself as, this is a book upon which there is, I'll translate it as follows, upon which there is no room for doubt, meaning it's so sure and secure. What I'm saying in this Quran, the creator says, is 100% confirmable. Don't buy it just because of my word. Just look at the creation and you will see that you can confirm every single verse. That's how I understand it. Hudan lil muttaqin. It's a guidance for people of taqwa. What does that mean? Here's a textbook I have written. But if you are the student who is sitting at the back of the class, not aware of what it means to be a student, Quran will not be a guidance for you. If you are the second type of the student who is very ambitious and whatnot, but not aware of the quality of the book itself, not aware of the quality of the teacher itself, Quran is not going to be a guidance for you either. If you are conscious, if you are aware who you are, who is speaking to you, then you will start getting guidance from Quran. You will start getting guidance from spoken Quran, which is the universe. Universe is the spoken Quran. Spoken word of the creator is the creation itself. The written words are, like, using the Islamic terminology for that. One is the words, signs of speech. The other one is signs of creation. sign meaning like ayat, right? So the Quran is signs of speech, like words. There are signs explained in the human language, but the creation is another set, like from beginning to end, it's all signs. So Quran, the speech, becomes guidance to you if you have taqwa. Now that we define taqwa, likewise, life itself, the existence, will become guidance to you if you have taqwa, if you become conscious of the Creator and also conscious of who you are. If these are combined together, then you will have it. Tying it back to our very beginning, what did we talk about? We talked about hub, love. We talked about fear, khawf. And now taqwa is somewhere in between. So it's giving you this seriousness, this consciousness of who you are. What is your goal in life? Why are you here? What are you up to? Because you're dying. They're going to take you off this setup eventually. Mm-hmm. And then what are you trying to reach? Who is the teacher in this case? So as a human, who are you? Who is your teacher in this existence? As much as you become, or I become aware of these two, then I will find guidance. More than, like, I extended it 12, 13 minutes. Sorry about extra time. Let me conclude. If there's any comment, we can take it afterwards. سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم وآخر دعواهم أن الحمد لله